This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so a little bit of breaking news for you all, that it appears that Saul Canelo Alvarez has signed a 3-fight deal with Al Haymon's Premier Boxing Champions, the PBC. And he will defend his super middleweight world titles on September the 16th against Jermall Charlo. Now, when it comes to a 3-fight deal, firstly, I'm struggling to see what 3 fights he could have on the PBC. I am struggling with that one. Obviously, you've got Charlo. Obviously, you've got David Benavidez, or i.e. David Benavidez and David Morrell, winner. But where's the 3rd fight come in? The PBC are notorious for pretty much just having in-house fights. So I'm struggling to see what super middleweight or light heavyweight that Canelo could fight. I'm struggling with that one. But hey, you know what? They could go and look for a Dimitri Bivol rematch, or they could look at maybe being part of Canelo going over to Saudi Arabia to take on Badu Jack, or, listen, of course, there's always going to be options. Now, as far as him defending against Jermall Charlo, I mean, firstly, there's no guarantee that Jermall Charlo will make it to the ring lately, is there? There isn't. And, of course, he's the WBC middleweight world champion, so automatically there's a built-in excuse should, and probably if, and when, Canelo Alvarez beats Jermall Charlo. It's a cash out, really, it is, for Charlo, let's be honest. But it's one of those fights where Charlo has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because if he loses, well, he's supposed to lose. Secondly, well, he's been out the ring for, 18 months, 2 years, however long it is. And, of course, lastly, he's a middleweight, not a super middleweight. Okay? So, there's a built-in excuse. So, for me, I would prefer it if there was no built-in excuse and maybe he fought David Benavidez next. Beat David Benavidez, then fight Charlo. That would be the best way of doing it. That way there's no built-in excuses, no nothing. Okay, because you know what these PBC fanboys are like. Everything is an excuse when their favourite fighter loses. It is. They don't like Canelo Alvarez, they always hate on him and whatever else. Unless, of course, he's going to cross the side of the street to the PBC and take on Caleb Plant. Now it looks like he's going to have a 3-fight deal with PBC. Then suddenly they're going to like him. For a while, at least, anyway. But as I said, there's going to be a built-in excuse when it comes to Charlo. So I would prefer it if he fought David Benavidez next. David Benavidez is a more interesting fight anyway. Obviously, he's a naturally bigger guy than Charlo. And he's been calling out him for quite some time. So why not fight David Benavidez first? Now, of course, I have been following the story with David Benavidez's manager and all that kind of stuff. And they're having like conflicts in between their camp. His manager will say one thing, Benavidez will say something else, and then somebody else will say something totally different, and it's just bizarre. It's very, very bizarre, but listen, I'll prefer it if he fought David Benavidez next, not Charlo. I don't want no built-in excuses. I really don't. But if that's the route he's going to take, that's the route he's going to take, and of course the Canelo haters will say, well, that's why Charlo lost. He fought a guy who was inactive. That's how it's going to be, okay? But hey, what can you do? But I said, of course, what that means is that Eddie Hearn is out the picture. So, not so much loyalty there, is there? There isn't. Because it's not like Canelo Alvarez is going to earn the kind of money on PBC that he can't make on ESPN or he can't make on DAZN or over there in Saudi, certainly in Saudi. So, why do it? And it's one of those kind of situations where, with the PBC, where they've done it before, if Canelo Alvarez wants undisputed against Caleb Plant, then you have to fight on our side of the street. I don't like that kind of stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez, he's the A-side. He's an ambassador for DAZN. And he should bring over Charlo or David Benavidez over to DAZN. You want to fight me, then that's where you come. But due to politics, they won't allow that. And Canelo is letting them get away with it. So for me, that's a little bit souring. But hey, what can you do? The important thing is, that's the news. Saul Canelo Alvarez looks like he signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC. What's your thoughts on that? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.